teacher was Harford Steele.
He was an excellent student, and he graduated with honors from our high school. I taught Johnny and hundreds of others that our democracy is a priceless heritage, and that we should preserve, protect, and if at all possible, make some contributions to it. He has made a significant contribution in his mission in space.
And this fine new school in New Concord, it's the John Glenn High School, with its first graduating class receiving diplomas. Young John helped his father about this shop when he wasn't in school, or acting as lifeguard in the summer at High Y Camp or at college. John went on to college at Muskingum, right in New Concord. The high regard of the college is expressed by its president, Dr. Glenn McConaughey.
John's conquest of space has captured the hearts and the imagination of all Americans. So have his superb qualities of leadership, moral and physical strength, and emotional stability.
John found time for athletics, winning 4 high school letters. Muskingum coach Ed Sherman recalls John Glenn's athletic record.
John played football right here on this field. He was captain of his high school team and played center for the college. He has proven the value of teamwork both as an athlete and later as an astronaut. Just like these boys, John took an active part in our physical fitness program. He proved that a good mind and a good body always go together.
Campus discussions are inspired by the first orbital flight of an American.
I think that John Glenn, by his flight, has given us an opportunity to see that, well, we have a chance to do something for our nation, too. Maybe I'll even go somewhere sometime.
We have the same opportunities that he had. Glenn proved by his flight that there are still many frontiers to be explored and conquered.
And that just shows how very vital our education is if our future is to be go.
Glenn always had a strong spiritual side, as Dr. Charles Moorhead recalls.
John Glenn attended Sunday school and services at this church when he was a boy like Randy Bradley here.
Let's attend services for a moment at John Glenn's church. John and Annie were married at this church by Dr. Henry Evans.
They made a most handsome couple. John in his Marine uniform, Annie a beautiful, happy bride. They both recognized the importance of the spiritual things of life as well as the mental and physical.
The trial is also great for those who wait, as recalled by Annie's parents, Homer and Margaret Castor.
Johnny's orbital flight was a real test of courage for Annie, too.
She was a very brave girl.
Annie had complete faith in the space program, just as she had confidence in everything Johnny set out to do.
This house was home for John Glenn. John Glenn Sr. and Mrs. Clara Glenn are gratefully proud of their son's accomplishments.
John was fully prepared for his orbital flight, as were the other astronauts and the entire team.
In a way, John has been preparing all his life for his venture into space. As a small boy, his idea of a holiday was a visit to the airport. And when he grew up, it was no surprise to us when he decided to learn to fly.
Flight commanded young John's major interest. He had to learn to fly. World War II interrupted college. He received his first flying lessons from pilot Harry Clever.
This is John's flight record with my comment after his first flight, which was eager to learn, relaxed, alert, and good coordination. He certainly has retained these flight qualities right into outer space.
Training at Pensacola and Corpus Christi. Many aviators have won their wings here. Like these cadets, John went on to Corpus Christi, Texas to learn about airplanes and navigation, with time also for physical conditioning and sports, and for religious inspiration. Like these naval aviators, to win his wings. The Navy's thorough training prepared Lieutenant John Glenn for wartime action in the South Pacific. Flying 59 missions in Corsairs like these, he joined in blasting enemy targets. Until there was peace, and Glenn returned to Corpus Christi as advanced flying instructor until Korea. Major John Glenn came back to combat to fly 90 missions, to shoot down 3 MiGs. Following Korea, John Glenn came home to flight test the supersonic F-8U Crusader, to flash across the nation, California to New York, setting a supersonic speed record of 3 hours and 23 minutes, with experimental thrusts towards speed and altitude. Limitations of time and distance were being brushed aside as experimental planes like the X-15 launched from its Air Force mothership rocket to record-breaking altitudes and speeds. Unmanned experimental flights and orbits pressed onward until it was time for man to orbit, until the word was go. Chosen from many Americans who answered the president's call, these astronauts dedicated themselves to study, training, and physical conditioning. With Alan Shepard learning about weightlessness as it will be encountered in outer space, and Gus Grissom becoming acquainted with the stress of greatly increased gravity, as Wally Schirra masters manual spacecraft control. Three years of engineering skill and scientific experimentation have gone into this historic Atlas launching. Its component parts have come from countless sources, devised and fabricated by many thousands of technicians in hundreds of United States cities. And this, the motive power, carefully raised to position on its gantry. This, the Atlas, with power to develop 360,000 pounds of thrust, with capability to swiftly lift the spacecraft and its passenger as high as 160 miles, to inject the spacecraft into orbit at 17,500 miles an hour. And now the word is go as the spacecraft is lifted into its position atop the Atlas. This spacecraft, 6 feet across at its widest heat shield end, 10 feet tall, built to withstand heat shield temperatures of 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit as the wind rushes by at more than 15,000 miles an hour. As the astronaut prepares for space flight, for adventure into outer space. Mercury control waits and watches, with the Atlas standing ready to throb into life. Ready. Friendship 7 is ready. And so is John Glenn. Gantry, elevators lift Glenn to the 11th level, the spacecraft level. Glenn takes his place in Friendship 7, looking towards the unknown. The Atlas is ready, and so is the astronaut. The countdown is underway at Cape Canaveral as all the world holds its breath and all the world is witness.
Godspeed, John Glenn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway. You're loud and clear. Roger, we're programming and roll okay. A little bumpy along about here. Stand by for 20 seconds. Roger. 2, 1, mark. Roger, backup clock is started. Fuel 102, 101, oxygen 78, 100, amps 27. Roger, loud and clear, flight path is good, 69. Roger, check's okay. Mine was 70 on your mark. Have some vibration area coming up here now. We're smoothing out some now, getting out of the vibration area. Roger, reading you loud and clear. Flight path looks good. Pitch 25, stand by for... Roger, Pico. Back to 1 1/4, the tower fired. Could not see the tower go. I saw the smoke go by the window. We confirm staging on TM. Roger. 1.5 Gs. Friendship 7, Bermuda has you. Roger, Bermuda, stand by. This is Friendship 7. Pico. Plasma grades fired. Okay. Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous. Roger, turnaround has started. Roger, capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of 100 yards behind me. It was beautiful.
The word is go, and John Glenn is go, and with him go all of mankind's dreams of someday touching the unattainable stars. Under a tropic sun, the tracking ship Rosenot waits and follows his course as he flashes towards the coast of Africa. To John Glenn belongs an awesome panorama of the earth below. Beyond human sight, Friendship 7 makes a slow boat out of the sun as the spacecraft girdles the earth every 90 minutes. Like a shooting star at 5 miles a second, 17,500 miles an hour, John Glenn streaks away from today into the night of tomorrow, racing towards the dawn of yesterday. As Glenn sights the lights of Perth and Rockingham, as he flashes over Australia, across the Pacific, to contact waiting ground stations at Guaymas, Mexico. California waits as Friendship 7 streaks home to the land of its origin. An unseen comet lining across the United States in 8 lightning minutes of flight. Completing 3 history-making circuits of the globe, John Glenn fires retro rockets to slow the spacecraft, to direct it back to Earth.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire. Roger. Retros are firing. Good, indeed. Are they ever? It feels like I'm going back toward Hawaii.
Then the first ominous note, the first warning of possible disaster. A chilling signal flashes an indication that the capsule's heat shield may be loose. The astronaut might perish like an earthbound meteor in 3,000 degrees of re-entry heat without the heat shield. Strapped over it, the retro pack might hold it in place. Cape Canaveral makes the decision. As all the world listens Cape Control shows the way. Using fly-by-wire control for re-entry, John Glenn rides his craft through the vastness of space towards the curving globe beneath. As science in its amazing exactness selects the Caribbean from all the oceans of the Earth to receive Friendship 7 as it blazes into the Earth's atmosphere.
This is Friendship 7, a real fireball outside.
A fireball. The fiberglass surface of the heat shield is starting to oblate, to melt and vaporize as a glowing electrically charged wake streams back to block off communication as the Earth's atmosphere slows the capsule's descent.
Friendship 7. Stroke is out. Coming down on 10, snorkels are open. Main chute is on green. Chute is out in reef condition at 10,800 feet and beautiful chute. Chute looks good. Rate of descent has gone to about 4.2 feet per second. The chute looks very good. Hello, Mercury Recovery. This is Friendship 7. Do you receive? Friendship 7, this is Steelhead. Be advised, I have you visually. Roger. What is your estimate on recovery time? Over. Estimated pickup now at 20 minutes. Over. Landing bag is on green. Friendship 7, ready for impact. Almost down. Here we go. Friendship 7, this is Steelhead. Hold you in the water. What is your condition? Over. Roger. My condition okay. Does the capsule look like it's okay? Over. The capsule looks good from here. Over.
Home to Earth comes the Voyager. Transported now to the aircraft carrier Randolph. In 4 hours and 56 minutes, John Glenn has streaked through 3 days and 3 nights and over 81,000 miles. Never a journey so far. Never a traveler so welcomed by the world. So brief a journey in time. So far the way. So long the hours for those who wait. As Annie Glenn has waited. As all the world has waited. To salute the Glens with Vice President Lyndon Johnson. As the President of the United States arrives at Cape Canaveral to be greeted with John and Annie Glenn by the cheers of thrilled lines of proud Americans. In ceremonies at Mercury Control Center, President John F. Kennedy presents the NASA Distinguished Service Medal to astronaut John Glenn. As Annie and Lynn and David Glenn proudly share applause with the other astronauts and with the world. As John's parents learn firsthand about Friendship 7. As does Marine Corps Commandant General David M. Shoup and the President of the United States. And this rainy day in Washington is a happy day as the President and the astronaut arrive to drive through rain-washed, crowd-flooded streets to the White House for a reception as John and Annie Glenn with Vice President Lyndon Johnson greet distinguished guests, including astronaut Alan Shepard. Godspeed, John Glenn. Godspeed into the future. Into even greater accomplishment. Into the hearts of all Americans. Welcome to Washington. Welcome back to this planet. From the nation's capital to the towers of Manhattan to the ticker tape parade of New York, cheering crowds roar a mighty welcome, shared by all Americans, by free people everywhere. And across the land, the same, and the heart is the same as John Glenn comes home to New Concord, Ohio. At the Capitol, there's an introduction by the Speaker of the House, the Honorable John McCormick.
Members of the Congress, it is a privilege, and I deem it a high honor, to present to you a brave and courageous American, a hero in World War II and in the Korean conflict, who recently, in a most notable manner, added glory and prestige to our country, the first United States astronaut to have achieved orbital flight, Lieutenant Colonel John Herschel Glenn, United States Marine Corps. Colonel Glenn.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, members of the Congress, I am only too aware of the tremendous honor that's being shown us at this joint meeting of the Congress today. This has been a great experience for all of us on the program and for all Americans, I guess, too. And I'm certainly glad to see that pride in our country and its accomplishments are not a thing of the past. I know I still get a real hard-to-define feeling down inside when the flag goes by, and I know all of you do, too. The launch itself was conducted openly and with the news media representatives from around the world in attendance. This is certainly in sharp contrast with similar programs conducted elsewhere in the world and elevates the peaceful intent of our program. Today, I know that I seem to be standing alone on this great platform, just as I seem to be alone in the cockpit of the Friendship 7 spacecraft. But I'm not. There were with me then and with me now thousands of Americans and many hundreds of citizens of many countries around the world who contributed to this truly international undertaking voluntarily and in a spirit of cooperation and understanding. We are all proud to have been privileged to be part of this effort, to represent our country as we have. As our knowledge of this universe in which we live increases, may God grant us the wisdom and guidance to use it wisely. Thank you.
And crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. In the pattern of all our free American traditions, John Glenn's trailblazing venture into space has shown the way for human progress, for brotherhood around the world. His story speaks of people and places and industry, of the greatness that is America. It sings of the unselfish aims of a nation striving constantly for peace, directing all its power and persuasion toward the preservation of freedom. In its majesty and magnificence, this is the land. In all their historic greatness, these are the people. And the John Glenn story is their story. It throbs with a nation's restless energy. It soars with the adventurous spirit of Americans everywhere. Across this vast spread land, in all its towns and cities, on all its far-flung farms and ranches, deep in its reaches of forest and plains, of winding roads and rivers, majestic mountains and lakes and sea-lashed shores, people turned their eyes and hearts toward the high sky, sending their hopes and prayers riding through space with John Glenn in Friendship 7, as all the world watched and hoped, with mankind's wonderment about the universe, finding an approach at last toward fulfillment. In the John Glenn story.
It's all about flames, fluids, and materials research aboard the International Space Station. Hi, I'm NASA astronaut Tracy Dyson. Welcome to Station Life.
Houston on 2 for velocity calculation. Go ahead, lead steps 4, 5, and 4, 6. We're moving on to
Tracy,
step
you
5.
want to go right now for
You
that
can
activity?
copy. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, we copy, and that's good information. We'll pass it along.
Welcome back. This month on Station Life, we're going to look at how the unique environment on board the International Space Station enables physical science research. Our space station is a laboratory, unlike any on Earth. As we orbit in free fall around the planet, we have the opportunity to control gravity as a variable in our research. The pristine microgravity environment allows us to observe aspects of fundamental physics that aren't possible here on Earth. You see, gravity often masks or distorts subtle effects such as surface tension and diffusion. On ISS, these forces can be harnessed for a wide variety of physical science applications. So on today's program, we're going to look at how the lack of gravity affects the physical sciences of flames, fluids, and materials.
The International Space Station is the largest, most complex object ever assembled in space, and is clearly visible from Earth with nothing more than the naked eye. From end to end, the station is slightly longer than an American football field.
The biggest shock, I would say, the biggest impact that I had during my flight is the first time I looked out the window of the orbiter and saw the space station. It was huge. It was huge and shiny and beautiful. Looking at it and knowing that a man-made structure that big is actually up there.
The interior of this incredible structure is larger than a 5-bedroom house, with 2 baths, a gym, and a 360-degree bay window. The station's mass is almost 1 million pounds, and it contains about 32,000 cubic feet of living space. The space station functions as a microgravity and life sciences laboratory, a testbed for new technologies, and as a platform for both Earth and celestial observations. The complex is made up of multiple interconnected modules, grouped together at the center point of a 357-foot-long integrated truss structure. Power is generated through 4 giant solar arrays attached to the ends of the truss. The pressurized components include 3 laboratories: the U.S. Laboratory Module Destiny, the European Research Laboratory Columbus, and the Japanese Experiment Module Kibo. The Russian Service Module is the structural and functional center of the Russian segment of the station. It provides living quarters, communication systems, an exercise facility, and flight propulsion systems. Other Russian segments include the functional cargo block, 2 mini research modules, and a docking compartment. The Italian Space Agency provided a permanent multi-purpose module, which can host up to 16 additional racks containing equipment, experiments, and supplies. There are 3 modules called nodes that connect the elements of the station and provide berthing ports. The primary residential areas include the Russian Service Module and Node 3 Tranquility, which contains a bathroom for crew hygiene and exercise equipment, a treadmill, and a zero-G weightlifting device. The Quest airlock provides the capability for extravehicular activity, or EVAs. This is the module that provides the exit for spacewalking astronauts to go outside the station to work. The cupola is a small module designed for the observation of operations outside the space station. Similar to a bay window in a home on Earth, but with a 360-degree view, the cupola allows crew members to observe the approach of vehicles, as well as all robotic arm operations and spacewalks. The Canadian-built space station robotic arm is a larger version of the arm on the space shuttle and is used to move equipment and hardware around outside the station. The space station is the home of 6 full-time crew members and is made up of astronauts and cosmonauts from nations around the world. More than 200 people have visited so far, and at least another 120 will live there over the next decade.
When you're up there for 6 months, or in Scott Kelly's case, an entire year, it's really the working in space part that becomes kind of the thing you love the most. It's the thing that gets you through the days. You're working with these professionals on the ground, and a lot of them have spent their entire lives working on these science experiments, and here we are up there and we get to operate them. And it's really an honor to get to do that. And in many ways, those are some of my fondest memories of being in space. You get to work these experiments, and they're usually watching over your shoulder from the ground. And there was a lot of times where I would do something, whether it was fluids or with flame research, it really didn't matter. The investigator would just say, whoa, wait, do that again. That was incredible and totally unexpected. And that was what just made you smile big up there when hey, we've been flying in space a long, long time, but we are still doing research that has unexpected results every single day on the space station. And I really love that about being up there.
In microgravity, something as simple as a candle flame looks and behaves completely different than here on Earth. Scientists are studying combustion on the space station with the hopes to improve efficiency of fuels and reduce pollution. Isn't that cool?
Fire, it is often said, is mankind's oldest chemistry experiment. For thousands of years, people have been mixing the oxygen-rich air of the Earth with an almost endless variety of fuels to produce a hot, luminous flame. There's an arc of learning about combustion that stretches from the earliest campfires of primitive humans to the most advanced automobiles racing down the superhighways of the 21st century. Engineers studying burning to produce better internal combustion engines. Chemists peer into flames looking for exotic reactions. Chefs experiment with fire to cook better food. You would think there's not much more to learn. When it comes to fire, flames are hard to understand because they're complicated. In an ordinary candle flame, thousands of chemical reactions take place. Hydrocarbon molecules from the wick are vaporized and cracked apart by heat. They combine with oxygen to produce light, heat, carbon dioxide, and water. Some of the hydrocarbon fragments form ring-shaped molecules called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and eventually soot. Soot particles can themselves burn or simply drift away as smoke. The familiar teardrop shape of the flame is an effect caused by gravity. Hot air rises and draws fresh, cool air behind it. This is called buoyancy and is what makes the flame shoot up and flicker. But what happens when you light a candle, say on the International Space Station? In microgravity, flames burn differently. They form little spheres. Space station flame balls turn out to be wonderful mini-labs for combustion research. Unlike flames on Earth, which expand greedily when they need more fuel, flame balls let the oxygen come to them. Oxygen and fuel combine in a narrow zone at the surface of the sphere, not here and there throughout the flame. It's a much simpler system. Recently, on a space station experiment called FLEX, where scientists learn how to put out fires in microgravity, they noticed small droplets of heptane were burning inside the FLEX combustion chamber. As planned, the flames went out, but unexpectedly, the droplets of fuel continued burning. The flames are there, just too faint to see. These are cool flames. Ordinarily, visible fires burn at a high temperature between 2200 and 3100 degrees Fahrenheit. Heptane flame balls on the space station started out in this hot fire regime. But as the flame balls cooled and began to go out, a different kind of burning took over. Cool flames burn at the relatively low temperature of 400 to 1000 degrees Fahrenheit, and their chemistry is completely different. Normal flames produce soot, carbon dioxide, and water. Cool flames produce carbon monoxide and formaldehyde. Similar cool flames have been produced on Earth, but they flicker out almost immediately. On the space station, however, cool flames can burn for nearly a minute. There are practical implications of these results. For instance, they could lead to cleaner auto ignitions. One of the ideas that auto companies have worked on for years is HCCI, short for Homogeneous Charge Compression Ignition. In the automobile cylinder, instead of a spark, there would be a gentler, less polluting combustion process throughout the entire chamber. The chemistry of HCCI involves cool flame chemistry. The extra control we get from the steady-state burning on the space station will give us more accurate chemistry values for this type of research.
Wheels, I'm just getting my safety cutter on the other side of my IDA back here.
Copy, Terry.
A lot easier without the pool stanchion.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's just like in the pool instead of that, with the exception of that big blue planet down there.
Exactly.
As the International Space Station flies 257 statute miles over the coast of Chile, Terry Virts in the initial moments of his first spacewalk.
As you can see, combustion research on ISS can have tremendous benefits back here on Earth. We also want to better understand the behavior of flames in spacecraft to guide strategies for extinguishing accidental fires. The new SAPPHIRE experiment is going to be hot.
SAPPHIRE is contained inside a 2-foot by 3-foot by 4-foot box that consists of an avionics bay containing the computer and instrumentation and a flow duct which holds the material to be burned. This will be carried aboard Orbital's Cygnus spacecraft during a scheduled cargo resupply mission to the International Space Station. Once at the station, SAPPHIRE will remain on Cygnus until all the supplies are offloaded by the crew of astronauts. Once supplies are offloaded and replaced with trash from the ISS, Cygnus will depart. Once reaching a safe distance from the station, NASA Glenn engineers working from Orbital's Mission Control Center in Dulles, Virginia, will remotely turn on the experiment. Cygnus will then be put into free drift, while the SAPPHIRE experiment is conducted up to 2.5 hours. The experiment's sensors and video cameras are designed to capture valuable data and imagery, documenting large-scale flame spread and material flammability limits. At the conclusion of the SAPPHIRE experiment, the Cygnus vehicle will remain in orbit, while the data captured is downlinked to several ground stations around the globe and transferred to NASA Glenn's scientists and engineers in Cleveland. When downlink is complete, Cygnus will then begin its re-entry through the Earth's atmosphere, where it will burn up over the Pacific Ocean.
Serious. What are we going to do today?
Well, today, first I have to start off by saying that today I'm with someone who needs no introduction, because you've all seen him before. He's the guy we love, Dr. Don Pettit. Welcome to Station Life.
It's good to be back on station. I guess we're really not back on station, but it's good to be here on Station Life.
Thank you, yes. And I am just beyond excited today because Don is not only one of the most fantastic astronauts ever, he's like one of my favorite people. So this is a landmark event in Station Life history that we have with us.
And we both studied chemistry in college.
And look at what he's wearing.
See, I've got my periodic table shirt on.
Okay.
Okay.
Coffee cup.
Coffee cups. So,
Space cup.
So we have the first generation, the second generation, and both of these have been on station. This is a food-grade plastic, so it meets flight safety and all of that. Here is a variant of the second generation.
What's that for?
Well, this is for Earth, because this is slip cast out of porcelain, and it has this really cool, smooth look that shows off the form and the beauty of the design of this. Yeah, but porcelain is breakable. You can make these sharp shards, and in a weightless environment they could float around, they could get in your eye, or even worse, you could inhale one of these SAIDs and get them in your lungs. So we can't take the porcelain ones on orbit, but they're really cool looking, and we can use them here on Earth.
Awesome. Shall we?
Shall we? Notice your nose goes right in the cup, and you get this burst of
Java.
Java,
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good mix of cream.
You like that?
Yeah. And let me read what it says. It says Space Cup, and that's the official name of this. That's the op-nom for the space station, the official sanctioned space station experiment. It's the name of the experiment is Capillary Beverage.
Capillary Beverage.
And the name of the cup is Space Cup. And then there are the words on it. It says Capillary Experiments International Space Station.
That is so
Skeletonized
awesome.
NASA meatball.
This would be a collector's item for sure.
I was thinking, Trace,
Makes me want to go back up there.
that if you look at everything that I will have accomplished in my life, in 400 years, nobody even remember that I was even walked the surface of Earth or floated around in space. However, I predict that in 400 years, people living and working in space will be drinking, sipping, and toasting out of cups based on my design.
Yes. And you'll be legend. You are a legend. What am I talking about?
They won't remember anything like that. Like, do you remember who invented fire? Let's see, and who invented the wheel?
No.
You see, nobody needs to remember who did these things. The important thing is you got to know how to build a wheel, and you got to know how to control fire, and then your civilization can take off. And in space, you don't need to remember who messed with the surface chemistry to make these, but you need to know that how to make them, and that you can use them, and it will help build the civilized nature of human beings interacting with each other when you're in a weightless environment.
Well, Don, I've just had so much fun having you on Station Life and sharing your invention and your passion for science and coffee and bringing people together. And I think you've done that in a number of ways, but none so illustrative as the space cup.
I call this a wrap. Huh?
Me too.
A normal coffee cup or a normal open container just simply won't work in a weightless environment because the liquid will be in the bottom of the cup and you tip it up and it still stays in the bottom of the cup. If you move it around too violently, it'll all splash out and make a big mess. So we end up having to drink our beverages through a straw from a bag. Makes you feel like you're a big insect sucking the juices from another insect. I wanted to see if I could figure out a way to have an open container cup in a weightless environment which would allow you to drink your tea and your coffee in a manner that's commensurate with how people drink their beverages on Earth. Taking some of my surface chemistry that I learned in college, I devised a cup with a special shape. The cross-section looks kind of like an airplane wing where it has a cusp, and the cusp will allow channel flow so the liquid from the bottom of the cup will float up and just park itself right next to the rim, and then you can drink it. And it allows a crew to share a communal beverage. You could share tea. Maybe you just come in from doing a spacewalk or something and you want to celebrate a little bit. If you have a real cup, an open container, it's so ingrained in human beings, it's so ingrained in culture, it adds back the dimension of what it's like to be a human being in a civilized way.
Okay, flames and fluids are acting a little differently. But that's not all. Take a look at how microgravity affects colloids magnetic fluids, and smart materials.
If you have a smartphone, take it out and run your fingers along the glass surface. It's cool to the touch, incredibly thin and strong, and almost impervious to scratching. You're now in contact with a smart material. Smart materials don't occur naturally. Instead, they're designed by engineers working at the molecular level to produce substances made to order for futuristic applications. The Corning Gorilla Glass that overlays the displays of many smartphones is a great example. It gets its toughness in part from fat potassium ions stuffed into the empty spaces between old-fashioned glass molecules. When the molten glass cools during manufacturing, dense packed molecules solidify into a transparent armor that gives Gorilla Glass its extraordinary properties. Around the world, designers are working on other smart materials, such as alloys that can change shape on demand, plastics that heal themselves when ruptured, and fluids that obey magnetic commands to flow or stiffen under computer control. One of the greatest challenges in creating a smart material is arranging the molecules. They're so small. We want to create a new class of materials beyond smart. We need genius materials, materials that arrange themselves. The research to accomplish this is already underway on the International Space Station. Dr. First is the principal investigator of an experiment called In Space 3. In the microgravity of Earth orbit, vials of fluid mixed with very small colloidal particles, about a millionth of a meter in diameter, are exposed to magnetic fields. Magnetism can be switched on and off again very rapidly. This jostles the particles, causing them to bump together and self-assemble into microscopic structures. These structures can be very difficult to predict, even using cutting-edge models running on supercomputers. Astronauts enjoy watching this process in action through microscopes. Because the samples are backlit by a green lamp, they sometimes call it the green blob experiment. First recently won an award from the American Astronautical Society for his work on In Space 3. Just by toggling a magnetic field, we're learning how to take many kinds of microscopic building blocks and get them to spontaneously form interesting structures. Recently, observers have seen the colloidal particles forming long fibrous chains. First speculates that these could lead to materials that conduct heat or electricity in only one direction. The experiment has also yielded crystalline structures that the team is just beginning to investigate. The fluids underlying these tests are themselves very smart. They're called magnetorheological, or MR fluids, because they harden or change shape when they feel a magnetic field. If you own a sports or luxury car, you might have MR fluids in your shock absorbers. The stiffness of magnetic shocks can be electronically adjusted thousands of times per second, providing a remarkably smooth ride. Similar but more powerful devices have been installed at Japan's National Museum of Emerging Science and China's Dongting Lake Bridge. They're there to counteract vibrations caused by earthquakes and gusts of wind. Some researchers have speculated that MR fluids might one day flow through the actuators and hydraulic dampers of robots, moving artificial joints and limbs in lifelike fashion. Scientists and researchers are using these fluids as a laboratory for studying self-assembly. MR fluids are, by definition, responsive to the magnetic nudging that sets self-assembly in motion. Furthermore, in space, the particles don't sediment out due to gravity. We can study the full 3D evolution of the material. Varying the shape of the colloidal particles, the cadence of magnetic toggling, the temperature of the fluid, and other factors will allow researchers and astronauts to further explore the frontiers of self-assembly. Touch the surface of your smartphone again. That's just the beginning.
As you can see, our International Space Station is an unprecedented research platform in space, allowing researchers and scientists to conduct experiments that can't be done anywhere else. This work off the Earth will lead to a better understanding of the fundamentals of combustion, surface tension, and colloids in the absence of gravity, benefiting us by helping us to make more efficient combustion engines, better portable medical diagnostics, stronger, lighter alloys, medicines with a longer shelf life, and buildings that are more resistant to earthquakes. Research on the International Space Station continues to improve life here on the Earth. Be sure to stay in touch and follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest research news, and don't forget to download our app on your mobile device. Until next time, we're working off the Earth for the Earth.
Are we used to trash up on here?
Yes.
You hear the beep?
Alright, guys, I need you to be quiet though in the other room.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Alright. Okay, we're doing it.
Pretty much anything that you can observe on the land and coast, and sometimes even in the ocean, NISAR will have an application. Very exciting mission, generating an enormous amount of data that will keep the science community and the applications community busy for a long time.
NISAR is a partnership mission between NASA and ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization. It's a collaborative project.
And we'll be collecting data for all around the whole Earth for all of the land masses.
Looking at volcanoes, earthquakes, landslides, other natural hazards that occur in the crust of the Earth.
A movement of sea ice, movement of glaciers, how much forest land is growing or being reduced.
Because it can image at night and through clouds, it can allow us to see through storms.
It's really going to allow us to see things changing in areas where we can't with other satellites.
So NISAR is going to open our eyes to the potential of this technique for seeing the ground in places that otherwise has been obscured.
So every 12 days we will map the land masses, and then we can take those mappings and we can compare them. We can do what we call interferometry,
where we can take an image acquired on one day and combine it with an image acquired 12 days later from that same vantage point, looking at the same point on the ground. And when we do that, we can see the motion of the ground down to a fraction of the radar wavelength, which in this case is on the order of a few millimeters.
NISAR has two radars on it, two synthetic aperture radars. One is an L band and the other is an S band.
So it's kind of the Tesla or the Maserati of radars, whichever you think is cooler, I guess.
This here is the radar payload. That is the spacecraft bus. Large 12-meter reflector, common antenna system for both L band and S band to send out the RF signal and capture the return signal.
Good morning, Dr. Paul.
Antanu, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine.
The pandemic is something that we were not counting on when we developed this project.
The NISAR project was actually pretty well versed with this remote operations because of that Indian engagement.
There was a little bit of WebEx fatigue, but I think we're learning how to do it better now.
But yeah, we're all in great spirits, and we will take a little hit to the schedule, but we've been waiting a long time for this mission, and we want to do it right. We want the hardware to work, and we want the science to be done.
One of the best things we can do to increase diversity in the sciences is to make it easier for people to enter the sciences.
The data is going to be freely available to everybody. We aren't going to have to pay for it like we do with some satellites.
So making the data free, having it easy to download to your own machine, all of that stuff is critical if we want to remove those barriers to entry to the field.
I'm looking forward to the sense of discovery that I think we're going to have when NISAR data start coming down.
Earth science is incredibly important to understand what's going on in the name of what our children and grandchildren are going to have to face in the future. And all the information we collect now is only going to help them understand that better and hopefully make their lives better.
Digital electronic subsystem, cognizant.
There goes my son.
You know, the radar will...
I can't recall. There we go.
That's our real life here in 2020.
Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is Station. I am ready for the event.
Tokyo, this is Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Okay, thank you. Station, this is Tokyo. Radio check, how do you read?
Tokyo, this is Station. I hear loud and clear.
Hi, ありがとうございます。では、早速始めさせていただきたいと思います。皆さんこんばんは。Good evening. I'm Kimiya Yui, JAXA astronaut from the special studio in the Prime Minister's official residence. We will soon begin a communication with Mr. Hoshide on the International Space Station. We are joined by Education, Science and Technology Minister Shinsuke Suematsu and Space Policy Minister Takayuki Kobayashi. Mr. Hoshide on the International Space Station. This is Prime Minister's official residence. Minister Suematsu and Minister Kobayashi have been looking forward to talking to you.
はい、ゆうさん、こんにちは。JAXA 宇宙飛行士の星田明彦です。国際宇宙ステーション、そして日本の実験と
Mr. Yui, hello, I'm Akihiko Hoshide, JAXA astronaut. Welcome to the ISS and Japan's experiment module Kibo. I was also looking forward to talking to two ministers today. Minister Suematsu, may we have your message to Mr. Hoshide on the station? Maybe you can't see my face, but I can see your face very well. First of all, Mr. Hoshide, thank you for your hard work for 6 months on the station. And Suematsu, next minister, and Mr. Kobayashi, minister, space minister, policy minister, is also with me. I'm very glad to see you in this communication. I'm from Akashi City. I graduated from the elementary school in Akashi City in 1960. The planetarium was built, and I was very much impressed with watching stars in the planetarium.